What's going on, guys? Skeptic RJ bringing you guys another gameplay commentary. As you can see, we got some team deathmatch on Horizon. I'm using my inferior class, and basically what that consists of is the HBRa3, a red dot sight, and a silencer. And I don't know what camo I'm rocking on there. But anyways, the reason I call this inferior is because, you know, the AK-12 and the BAL-27 are far more superior than this gun. And you could get way better gameplays or way better games in general with the AK-12 and BAL-27. But when you get a really good game with this gun, you feel a lot more satisfaction than you do with the other two. You know, considering this has a slow fire rate, and it's just, you have to really know how to use the gun in order to do good with it. And lately, this is the class I've been rocking, and you know, I've been enjoying the game. Lately, I've just been trying not to rage so much at the game, because then I don't really enjoy it. I feel like that goes for all Call of Duties. When you rage at it so much, you just don't enjoy it, and you just want to turn it off, play something else, or just not play a game in general. So, you know, I feel like I've been getting a little bit more better gameplays, you know. I need to quit saying a little bit more. Like, that grammar-wise, someone pointed that out on the Thunderstruck Gaming video, and after they pointed it out, I kind of realized I say it a lot. So, yeah, anyways, Gameplay is pretty good. I am 24-6 in this game, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. But you know, I want to talk about some other personal stories today. So what I'm going to get to is shoplifter stories. So let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to disclose any personal information of the shoplifters I've caught before. So let me just tell you guys what I did and where I worked at and what loss prevention is, and you know how I kind of learned to be better at it, and some mistakes I've made along the way. So I worked undercover AP, and AP is asset protection. I worked undercover AP for Walmart, and you know, $10 an hour. I have made a few mistakes that weren't really worth $10 an hour, but you know, the first one was this was the craziest one that ever happened to me, because I really underestimated the merchandise, like the whole value of it. So anyways, I see I'm watching the cameras, and I see there's just a buggy with a punching bag. There's a shopping cart with a punching bag just laying on the bottom. So I'm like, oh, maybe someone left it there. You know, I'm going to review video. So I review video, and I see this lady. She's probably in her late 30s. I see her. She goes and selects that off the floor, and she goes and just parks it right there. So I'm like, oh. And you kind of get a sense for, you know, how people look and what they do, and you kind of get a sense for, are they shoplifting or are they not shoplifting? So right off the bat, I'm like, oh, this lady's going to try and push that out. If she buys any other stuff, she's just going to try and put her merchandise that she bought in the cart and then walk out with a punching bag. So I'm like, yeah, this is an apprehension for me, you know, because at Walmart, I feel like they don't really have a quota for how many apprehensions you get a month. But your boss, I mean, my boss kind of expected some sort of number, and it was usually over 10 a month, which is not too hard to get. But you know, at this point, you know, this is probably about 2 months into me actually working at the store I worked at, and I'm all gung-ho about getting shoplifters. So you know, at this point, I'm just ready to get the apprehension. You know, I wasn't really ready for what actually happened, and it wasn't tough to deal with. It was just crazy. I was shocked more than anything. So anyways, I was right. She goes and pays for those small merchandise, small, like, few items she actually pays for at self-checkout, and the shopping cart is on the side. So she puts her bags in there. She's walking out, and I go up and approach her, and you know, she just starts getting the stuff out of the bag. So I step in front of her, and I kind of move the cart in front of her, because you know, at Walmart, they kind of, you know, they're more physical redirective, but you are allowed to go hands-on. So that was the fun part, is being hands-on. But so I try to physically redirect her at first. So she just keeps walking in front of me. I kind of wrap my arm around her arm, and then she just starts pulling. And then what happens is she drops all of her merchandise, literally everything. I think there was milk too. Luckily it didn't bust open, but she dropped all of her merchandise and just starts screaming. So at this point, I'm trying to tell her to calm down. And she ends up going to the floor, because what happened was she dropped her merchandise, and I was still holding on to her arm because I was kind of interlocked on her arm. And, you know, she falls to the ground, and then I see that she's going for, it was a pretty big pocket knife. I'm surprised she didn't actually, you know, was able to open it, because, I mean, when I got it from her, it was relatively easy to open and pull out. But yeah, she pulls this like off her hip, and she was wearing like a jean skirt, and she has this big old huge pocket knife attached to her hip. So I didn't even see that, honestly, because like I said, I really didn't follow her around the store, but I was able to review video and get selection of the punching bag. So anyway, she pulls that out, and I'm like, honestly, at this point, you think on instinct, and you know when what they recommend if a weapon is pulled out to disengage. But at this point, you kind of it's hard to think like that when you're running on adrenaline and instinct. So my instinct, she's on the floor, she was about to pull her knife out, and I reach over her arm, and it kind of cuts me a little bit. It's like right between your thumb and your index finger, like that little sensitive piece of tissue or skin right there. It wasn't too bad, but it like put a little slice right there. So luckily it wasn't worse. At this point, I was just thinking on instinct, and I was able to get the knife out of her hand. And after that, she actually tried getting away again. My assistant manager runs up. We're able to get her. But when we get her outside, like we both have one arm interlocked with another, and she pops a freaking bottle of hairspray over my head, and that gave me a headache for the rest of the night. I was only there for like a couple hours more, but after that, I was just like, I'm done catching people today. So yeah, that was just a funny one. It was just shocking seeing a middle-aged woman like that, respond that way. But come to find out, she had a warrant, and she had a big prior shoplifting history. So it was just one of the funny ones where it just stays in my head. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little story. There's another one. It's a short one. Anyways, it was at the store I trained at. I don't remember the dude's name, but he was probably my age, probably around 19, 20. But he takes this PS3 controller. He's with his friend, and I'm watching him on camera, and he takes his PS3 controller, goes to the bathroom. At this point, you already know what they're doing in the bathroom with the PS3 controller. I mean, what are they going to do? Just hold it while they're going to the bathroom? Anyways, yeah, he goes in the bathroom. We stop him, and he ends up having it not just in his shorts, but he has it in his boxers. So at this point, I tell him to take it out, and I tell him to clean that shit because we have some hand sanitizer. So I gave him some paper towel. I'm like, you're cleaning that. I'm not touching that thing. You're cleaning it. You're putting it back in the package. So that was another funny one. This is a little short one, but we ended up letting him go. But no cops called or anything like that. I don't take shoplifters too personal. It's just the disrespectful ones. If you're getting caught, you're getting caught. Anyways, guys, this has been Skeptic or Jay. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Something different, a little bit more personal. Let me know. Give me some feedback if you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.